Okay, let's start. We're going to go over abstract classes. So let's create a new package and we're going to call it, um, let's just say abstract practice. Okay. And there we go. Let's make a new class and yeah, let's call it airlines. And now in the airlines class, let's make some attributes, right? So what we could do is we could say public void engine, because every airplane has an engine, and we can say SOUT, and then we can say big engine, right? Because airplanes have big engines. So we'll say that. Now let's make another function of the airline, right? Which is going to be public void safety policy, right? And then let's call it SOUT again. And what we'll say is seat belts are on, okay? So let me just make it look a little nicer, like that. Now, here's the thing. These are regular methods because they have bodies, right? This is a body, and that's a function or a line of code that's being executed every time we call these methods, right? So these are methods with bodies. Now, if we go here, these are bodiless methods. In the interface, it only accepts abstract methods, which are bodiless methods. So this one doesn't have a body. There's no code following it inside of a bunch of braces. So this method is known as an abstract method. This also is an abstract method. This is an abstract method. Over here, this is a non-abstract method. This is a non-abstract method, okay? So let's create, well, in order to make a class abstract, there's one requirement that needs to be fulfilled. There's only one requirement. That requirement is the entire class must have one abstract method, okay? So we make an abstract method. Why would we do this? Well, think about it. This is about inheritance, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to inherit these properties into a child class that is appropriate for the airline. So I'll make it clear in a second. Let's say color. The color, every airplane that this airline makes is going to have the same engine and the same safety policy. They don't change, okay? But the color changes respective to the airline itself, okay? And you know this, JetBlue has a different color than Delta, whatever. So let's come here and let's just put a semicolon here, okay? So it's a bodiless method, it's an abstract method. All of a sudden, this seems like an issue, right? Because there's a mistake here. It says missing method body. See? It's an abstract method, right? Or declare abstract, okay? So let's make it abstract. How do we make it abstract? We come here and we write abstract. There you go. Now there's an error up here because, like I said, when you get an abstract method, when you make one minimum of one abstract method in the class that you have, that whole class is considered as an abstract class. So the error came up here in the class level now because it's saying, hey, you have an abstract method here, so the class should be abstract. Be consistent. Be consistent. Okay? So come here. It says class airlines must be either declared abstract or implement methods, okay? So we can just make airlines abstract. Click this, boom, there you go. That's it. The error is gone, okay? So I'm going to space this out a little bit. Now let's make a new class to truly understand and illustrate this concept. So we come here, let's make a new class. It's going to be the child class, all right? because it's going to inherit methods from this parent airlines. So let's think about it, right? Emirates is an airline, okay? So we go to class, enter the Emirates, right? And let's say that we want these methods in here, but we want it to have its own color, okay? So what would we do? We would simply write extends. Yes, airlines. There you go. Now it says there's an error. So we go in here, we say implement methods. Class Emirates must be declared abstract or implement abstract methods. So here we implement the methods, okay? Implement. And then it shows you over here that from the abstract practice package dot airlines class, right here, airlines class, right? We're gonna take the color method only from there and import it in here, okay? That was the method, the abstract method that we did define without a body in airlines. So let's go to OK. Boom, it's over here now, all right? Now let's do something. Let's come here. Let me move this down a little, all right? We come here, we type in South, and what is Emirates? It's, I think, red and white, right? So let's just say red and white, okay? Now here's the thing, we have to make an object. We have to make an object, right? If you'll notice, this is white and this is gray. This is being used, this is not being used. Now, you want to make your main method because that's where you can put your object, right? So, what is the object? Here's the thing. You cannot make an object for an abstract class. Once the class is declared abstract, you can't make an object for that class, okay? You have, this is a rule of Java. You have to come here and make an object of the child class of Emirates. You have to make it of this, okay? So come here and say Emirates, and let's just say EMR equals new Emirates. Perfect. Like this, okay? Now we come here and we say EMR dot, we got color is at the top already. So we say engine, we say safety policy, and then we call EMR dot, we call, yes, color, okay? Now let's run this class. There you go. Big engine, seatbelts are on, red and white, okay? Now, here's the thing. There's a rule in Java, you cannot have multiple inheritances from parents. So you can't have multiple parents. You can have multiple children, but you can't have multiple parents, okay? So, for example, if I was to write some other class here, it would automatically be a mistake. That is not okay. So you can only have one parent the whole time, okay? And why did we make this the color? So to illustrate this example, what we do is we come here, let's make a new class, okay? And let's call it Qatar Airways, okay? Qatar Airways, perfect, okay? And over here, now, this class is not communicating with this class right now. The airlines where we put the engine and the safety policy and the color, there's no communication between them right now, hence it's gray. So let's add some communication between the two. Let's say extends, because it's going to inherit airlines, all right? Now, the same error as before, we come here and we implement methods, okay? It's going to show you which method is being implemented, okay? And then simply write system.out, south, like this. Let's move this one down a little so it's clearer. And then in here you want to write purple and white, right? So now, same procedure as before, come here, PSVM for the main method where we create our object and where we execute our code. Remember, I've shown this before, but I'll show it again. There are no triangles there are no play run options without the PSVM. It all disappears, right? So PSVM and then make the object. Remember, abstract classes cannot make an object. Airlines is abstract. You come here, public abstract class airlines. So we're going to make an object for the child class, which is Qatar Airways. So let's say Qatar Airways QA, and then let's say equals new, and then let's say Qatar Airways semicolon. Okay, this is the object. Class name, object name equals new class name. Now let's call some methods. QA dot, same thing again. We're gonna do engine, we're gonna do safety policy, and we're gonna do QA dot color. Okay, made a mistake. And then now let's take this one away and erase. Run and run. Purple and white. Okay, perfect. So this is the purpose of, this is the difference between an interface and abstract classes. Okay, interfaces have all abstract methods, and you can have multiple inheritances. In abstract classes, you cannot have multiple inheritances. So this is the abstract class in a nutshell.